probably do this before I start. Wouldn't want a catastrophe to happen before the run begins, or during the run where I accidentally use a save state. So, hello everybody, I am Prince Leaf, and I'm going to be running the Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak for you. It is the sequel to The Rescue of Dino Hoppy, which you saw Scarface Nico crush yesterday during the marathon. And the last time we had the marathon, I was supposed to follow that run. Unfortunately, a little accident while I was, cleaning one of my knives after cooking something. But I'm not going to be hindered by an injury today, and I will be able to do the run. So this is the any percent no manipulation category, and I will explain what that is momentarily. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get it started. And time starts when you first get an input. So make sure the timer goes. Start. So the first level is a tutorial. Nothing really special to say about it other than grabbing some power-ups and doing a little lag reduction, which why I hit that little crocodile-looking enemy. That's a lag reduction spot. And then here I grab these two power-ups, a burger and a shake, I think is what the other one is. One of them ups the power for the club swing, and the other one ups for special weapons. So why it's called a no manipulation category is that this is from a fresh reset. Whereas if you did a manipulation, you would have to store the global timer by starting the game and then dying on this tutorial stage to serve or save the memory, so that when you get to this point, these flames will not be here like that. But since I took a little death there and took a little extra time, it was actually at the proper spot. But this should line up almost every single time, even with that little mess up. But manipulation, there is no waiting at that spot. So level number 2, again, doing a little lag reduction. I need to grab this hammer here for a quick kill. Kill these monkeys, because this actually does save drop frames. And also getting these stars saves you drop frames. Only reason why I know that is because I tasked the game. So cool little trick coming up here. This little armadillo here, I need to switch to Barney so I can knock out the bottom block there. And then I am jumping and hitting him at the same time for a reason, because if you are close enough to him like that, that sends him off. Whereas if you are a couple frames too far, he actually does not go off there. And I wasn't able to get the sequence there. You want to use that hammer while also climbing. That prevents you from grabbing. So here I'm at full power. That's what you kind of want coming into this fight here. This Stegosaurus, which I've always misidentified. It's actually a Triceratops, but cool little trick here. I just got to get the timing. Got it. Now I want to get this mallet up here for a quick kill. Oh, I hit it too early. Well, that's a bummer. If I had hit that mallet, I would have been able to grab the gem at the top portion of the screen. I just unfortunately threw it a little too early. I haven't ran this game a whole lot because I've just, it's already super optimized and nothing new has really been found by anybody in the last couple years. So the world record is currently sitting at 14:58 by Tipo Real. And Zone BD is in second place and I am in third place, and the difference between all of our times is a couple seconds. It's a very optimized run. Little auto-scroller section here, nothing really too special to say about it except for at the end there's going to be a spot where the game tells you to jump, and you're supposed to jump off the minecart and it shoots you at a really fast speed. You can conserve this by jumping at the very frame that you hit the ground after jumping off, and that saves your momentum to go into the boss area. So I'm going to try to do that here. I did hit it, so open up this fight with 2 slingshots and a hammer, and then hope you get a boulder. This is a semi-quick strategy, but what you would actually want is 2 boulders to fall, so you would hit both of them, and that would actually kill them and not need another mallet throw. So that was good RNG there, but it wasn't the best. For a race setting or even for just a marathon attempt, that was a pretty good one. These sharks, you don't have to jump on that first one there, but this one you have to, otherwise you will die. Did embarrass myself one time by doing that. But again, auto-scroller, nothing special about it. There are 2 of them in this that are in this little setting. What does Yabba Dabba Do mean at the bottom of the screen? If you get enough stars, you get a 1-up to spell it all out. So the rock quarry, again, it's a pretty straightforward stage. I grabbed this heart just for safety here, but you don't actually have to get it. You want to kill this monkey here as a little lag reduction. You don't need this barrel because it has another cream shake, which is the power, like your special meter, which you don't really need at this point. I'm already maxed out. I switched to Barney here because he has a smaller sprite and therefore that jumps a little bit easier. The funny story about the 2 characters is that one is, like, Fred's taller than Barney, but their jump height is actually the same regardless of who you are. But it just seems like you do get a higher jump with Barney because his sprite is smaller, but he does get the same height as Fred. So I no longer have the mallet, and you won't see it the rest of the game because this level gives you the bowling ball. And here I do this little jump here to save a couple frames of movement, because anytime you're in the air and swinging, it's better to do that than it is sitting like on the ground stationary, because you stop your momentum entirely, whereas if you're jumping, you can maintain that momentum and keep going forward. So I grabbed this bowling ball, and this is important for this boss fight coming up here. So you can do this with 1 slingshot, but I do it with 2 just to make sure that he will die on this last hit. And you want him to be on the left side of the screen because for whatever reason, this game has it so that if your sprite dies on the left side, it'll go off screen quicker and the gem will fall faster. So that's why we kind of use the bowling ball to move him that way. And when it strikes him and you're moving left, that's the direction the monkey will go, and that's how you get him to go left. And then you just finish him off with 2 club swings. And why I said I open up with 2 slingshots, if you hit him with a slingshot at a specific frame, which you have no idea what frame that is, you can do double damage. And that actually gives enough because he has 16 health. But we do extra because we want to make sure it's going to happen. He's going to die. So jumping and swinging when those frogs are there. And similar to that is what's coming up in the spider fight here. But little interesting thing here, we take a damage boost to kind of get up in the water a little bit quicker. Don't switch to Fred here because we want to try to get a slingshot. I'm not going to be able to do it, but I think I can. Yes. So I also want to switch to Barney so that I can get through these crevices a little bit faster. Another intentional damage here. It's faster to do that than it is to walk through. So, ooh, okay, that might be dangerous. So I could get a 4-hit spider here, or it could be a 5-hit, and that is determined by sub-pixels. I got a 4-hit spider there. That is very, very good. So if you're familiar with the pipe sort of clip that's in Super Mario Bros. 3, it's kind of the same thing there. You enter the fight on a specific subframe, and that causes his hitbox to actually be open before the fight starts. And what happened was that first bowling ball hit did double damage. So onto the witch hut here. You might be noticing that I'm switching to Barney to get off these switches. That saves me, I think, about 4 frames rather than just, letting go of the A button. Than just, letting it go like that. And sometimes that actually helps you get ahead, like in here. It gives you a little more extra room to get through that. And just, saving time. I didn't hit the jump button there. Interesting thing here. I didn't get the watermelon there. But if you hit the exact frame that it appears, you can get all 4 of those watermelon seeds that hit out. And that is a death, by the way, if you don't hit that ghost. So try it again here, switch off a Barney. And I got hit 2 of them, but I also missed the jump. So far so good, I'd say. Not perfect, I mean I am out of practice. So the witch fight here, I mean I guess you could call this an auto-scroller, but she has 25 health points, so this is one of the longer fights in the game. And just nothing really happening. Those bats, they do appear. I do just get rid of them, but they have nothing to do with the witch coming back. So what you want here is for the final hit to be in the top left corner of the room. I've tasked it, and that is for some reason the fastest place for the death. And that has to do with the sprite being on the left side of the screen going off faster. And that is the second worst spot that could have been in. So, luck was not on our side for that fight. So, here we are on our last auto-scroller. And I, again, don't have to do anything other than sit in the top right corner. I will take 2 hits maximum. And so I don't have to do anything. So, I guess the opportunity here would be to shout out Dave and Kat for putting on this marathon. And I thank you again for letting me be part of it. If you haven't already, hit that follow button and definitely subscribe. And I guarantee they would appreciate that. And, definitely would appreciate it, obviously. So please do so if you haven't already. They definitely deserve it. They put on these little marathons for everybody, including themselves for entertainment factor. So they do a lot of great work, and they definitely are deserving of your follow and subscription. So please do so. Alright, on to my favorite level of the game, Volcano 1. So this is the fastest level of the game, but it's also the most rage-inducing level of the game because even though it's fast, it just kind of leads you into the absolute run killer of the game, which is RNG. So I just like it because it's so quick-paced, and there's a lot of stuff just going on with how quickly you're going up. So this is the one I don't like, because I mean I could do a safety strat here, but I'm just going to take the extra death frames there because those are dropped inputs happening. And this is the worst fight in the game and the absolute run killer because he can go up, but he actually gave me the second best pattern there by staying on the right side like that. So if you want the second best, you need 1 RNG check, which is if he jumps, then he will go up or he'll stay there. But if he goes up, he needs to come back in that second from the left hole for the absolute most time save that you can possibly have. But to get the Dinosaur to stay on the right side, that's 1 RNG check, whereas if you want him to go up and come back down in that hole, that's 2 RNG checks, and therefore less consistent. So I got the more consistent one. I think the difference is about a second. So a new trick coming up here, not this trick here, because I can just grab onto this ledge, but this is called the NESDay jump. And it's not really a jump, more of just you take the jump out completely but do the same thing. So I swap to Fred while I'm coming up on the rope like that, and that gives you enough jump to get on that ledge without jumping, and that saves you a couple frames of jumping. And NESDay is the person who found that strat, and that's why it's called the NESDay jump. So here I got to hit this bat twice, so I have to hit him or do the second jump while you're kind of halfway off that cliff. Otherwise you won't make the jump and you'll fall on those spikes. So here's a quick kill on this. It's Caveman, but it's not as complicated as the first time. So I hit him as I'm falling with a charged swing, and I'm going to try to do this. Nope. If you hit him with a charged swing and a bowling ball, he'll die, but he's also kind of a pain in the butt to deal with, unless you do it that way. What I was trying to do there was I was going to switch to Barney while going upwards off that little ramp there. If you do that and go all the way up to the bonus room and trigger that, it saves you a little bit of frames coming back down, because unlike all the other bonus rooms, it puts you further in the room you're currently in. It doesn't save much time, but it is a time save. So the most rage-inducing room of the run here, because this is somewhat of an auto-scroller, but you're not on an auto-scroller sort of feel, but it leads to one of the worst tricks in the game, and it is a run killer if you fail it. And if you fail, you go back to the beginning of this room, and that's about 40 seconds that you lose. So it starts here. You need to somewhat gain a little bit of a lead over this wheel. But with the new trick found, we don't really need that much of a lead because we can still do it. So far, it's not looking so well. It's not going to be quite a photo finish, but here we go. See if I hit it. Got it. Sweet. So if you're any frame off, like a couple frames, you cannot grip the rope again, so you will fall to the lava. And I missed that little bowling ball. I was a little bit late on it. We're not quite sub 15 territory, but definitely one of my best runs of the day so far. So I'm going to charge up this club swing. Even though the cutscene is going to take it away, this swing is still going to count as a full power. So you want to open the fight, and he missed. I was too low. If you open the fight with that, then you can actually do the full damage of the swing, even though it takes it away and recharges again. But a little time save there too. If you hit the dinosaur while she's coming down, it takes away the animation of falling. So that is time. 15:09. I will take that any day, considering I haven't been running the game very often. So there was just so much to talk about. It's such a fast run, and I hope it was entertaining for everybody. It's just there's so much to talk about in such an easy run, and such a quick run like that. And I cannot possibly do it justice in 15 minutes, or as I'm doing it. So that is GG's. Thank you very much, Junkyard Dave, for once again letting me, take part in your marathon. The story here was I was late. I actually was lucky because he made a scheduling error, and I decided last minute, maybe I can make this happen. So I put it up, and there we go. No double dare, but I wanted to at least get this one out there. The last time I ran this game was actually for Dave's marathon. It was that theatrical one that has the very long title that I can't seem to remember. So I will give them back control. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you at the next marathon, and it'll probably be Dave's marathon. So take care.